Hello and welcome back to Wireman's Whimsy. We're continuing on with the Spotlight on Nature bundle, and in this case I'm adding in the Dotted Circles 3D embossing folder, and I've got some of the In Color shimmer gems going on here. I've used the largest of the dies from the set. It's the one that's little, I don't know, crinkle edge die to cut out a large circle, and then I've stamped the flowers around and then colored them in and done some blending. This one I've got it on a petal pink background, but for the one in the video we're just going to step it up just a little bit. So I'm going to do some blending and then run it through the folder and we'll go from there. But for now I want to show you how I did the front of the card. I'm just going to pop that out of the way and pick this up. And I just stamped the one flower all the way around the edge like this. I did them a little bit closer together in the sample. You can do them close together or far apart, whatever you like. And you just keep adding your flowers in. Okay, so we've got our flowers all the way around the outside, and while I've got the, this is the basic gray ink, while I've got this out, I'm just going to stamp the Dear Friend in the middle. The nice thing about this being a circle is it's not going to be crooked. There's no straight lines involved. So I'll tuck that out of the way. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my soft sea foam, and I'm just going to come in and blend just around the edge and a little bit up in between the flowers. So just adding just that little bit of color all the way around the edge. And we're just going to keep building our color up, adding it in between the flowers. And then we're going to come in with our light and dark petal pink for the Stampin' Blends, and then we're going to just build our card. Okay, so I've got that done. Now I'm going to come in, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some blending on the piece of 5 1/4 by 4 basic white in the petal pink. So I want this to, I'm going to add the color, but then I'm going to want it to kind of set up and dry a little bit. So I'm doing this now before I do the coloring on the flowers, just so this has a chance to get just a little bit dry before I run it through the folder, because I don't want it to stain my folder. So just adding in that color, and you can just double check. I need to add just a little bit more towards the top because I want it to show. There we go. Okay, so we're done with the blending. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take the dark petal pink, and we're just going to add just going to fill in some of the darker areas in the flowers. And again, you can do this in any color. This would look really fabulous, really striking in Granny Apple Green and Berry Burst. And maybe just use the black Mento ink so that the Berry Burst doesn't kind of overwhelm the basic gray stamping. So yeah, tons and tons of options for color on this. And my light petal pink's a little dry. I need to add some alcohol to it. So we're just going to, maybe if we use the other end, I don't know if the other end will be, yeah, it's a little bit, not quite as dry. So we're just going to keep coloring around and build as we go. So I'm trying to, while I'm doing this, I'm trying to think up other color combinations that we could use for this. Maybe some Highland Heather in there. Just again, any color that you choose to use is the right color. If you've got a friend who really likes yellow, you could use Lemon Lolly or Daffodil Delight. Oh yeah, this marker is really, really dry. I'm kind of trying to eke out to get to the end with the colors. So when your markers get dry, you can just use a pair of pliers and pull the end out, and just add some rubbing alcohol in there, and it'll just juice them right up again. Okay, so I need to run this through my folder now, and I'm going to mat it using a 5 3/8 by 4 1/8 piece of the petal pink. So I'm going to line this up. I want it right in the middle. I want the circles to all be kind of equidistant, so I'm lining it up like that, and then we're just going to close that down, run it through our embossing machine here, and then wait for the bang. There we go. Again, you always put your folders through with the spine of the fold in first, so it doesn't distort your folder. So, okay. We are just going to go ahead and we are going to just flat mount this on like this, and it's super, super skinny margins. So we're just going to make sure we're equal distance, top and bottom, and on the side, and then it'll go down evenly. And then I'm going to put adhesive all the way around the edge, because this is a really detailed, like really deep folder, and I don't want the edges to lift. So we're just going to pop this down like this. Again, super skinny margins or borders, top, bottom, and the side, make them equal. We push this down, and then I'm going to put dimensionals in here in between the bumps, and it'll lift it up a little bit, but it's not going to be a huge lift because we've got those bumps in there. So I'm just going to pop these off, and again, now that I'm looking at this, Berry Burst and Granny Apple Green would be fabulous for this. Absolutely fabulous. Just adds a different kind of feeling, different kind of texture to the card. Now I'm lining this up with the circles and making sure that my dear friend is straight. So there we go. So there's our two versions. I have to put the bling on. Okay, so I'm putting 6 blings around. And I'll pull this one in, and you can look at them side by side and decide which one that you prefer. So I'm just adding in these shimmer gems just to kind of echo the circle, keeping the idea of circle of friendship, if you want to call it that, but just echoing the circles in the design. Because we've got circles here, this is a circle, the flowers in a circle, and now our bling is in a circle. So it all works. So you can let me know which of the 2 cards you prefer. And I hope you've enjoyed this one. And let's create together again soon.